Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Erin Ramsey. A decision will be made later this morning on whether to continue the lockdown of the Greater Brisbane region. Chief Health Officer Dr. Jeanette Young says they are still trying to pinpoint how a hotel worker contracted the UK variant of COVID-19.
Other states have had multiple situations where they've had the virus escape from their quarantine hotel, and in most cases they've not been able to find out how that occurred.
Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk hasn't ruled out extending the restrictions, but says it all depends on the latest case numbers.
Let's see what our numbers are, and then we'll update Queensland about what the proposed steps forward are following on from that. But so far so good, fingers crossed.
Western Australia's hard border closure to Queensland will likely remain in place for the next month, even if Anastasia Palaszczuk lifts the lockdown today. Premier Mark McGowan says it will entirely depend on WA health advice.
We obviously are very pleased that Queensland is doing so well, but we aren't at the point in time to say that we'd open up to Queensland.
To New South Wales and more locations in Sydney's southwest have now been added to the COVID alert list. It comes after the Northern Beaches came out of lockdown yesterday after 3 weeks of isolation. Indonesian authorities have located the black box flight recorders from the plane that went into the ocean with 62 people aboard on the weekend. The plane went down 4 minutes after taking off from Jakarta on Saturday. Authorities say the jet appeared to deviate from its intended course before disappearing from the radar. Victoria is bracing for a scorcher today, with temps expected to reach up to 40 degrees in western parts of the state. Melbourne City forecast to reach 37 degrees. A total fire ban is in place for the northern country. Women aged in their 30s will be prime target of a campaign to convince them to get vaccinated against coronavirus. A survey found women who are pregnant or are planning to have children have the most concerns about the safety of the vaccines. And after 6 months hurtling through space, NASA's Perseverance rover has begun its approach to Mars. It'll touch down on the red planet in the middle of next month. To sport, India resumes at 2 for 98 on the final day of the SCG test after Australia declared with a lead of 406 runs. Australian coach Justin Langer has added to the criticism of crowd behaviour, saying that sort of racial sledging is not acceptable. The Sydney Sixers are now at the top of the Big Bash ladder after a 3-wicket victory over the Brisbane Heat. And Americans Ryan Palmer and Harris English are tied at 21 under in the final round of the PGA Tour event in Hawaii. In entertainment news, Arnold Schwarzenegger is pulling no punches in condemning last week's violence in Washington, D.C. The movie star turned politician has compared the pro-Trump rioters to Nazis while calling Trump a failure.
President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet.
Kamala Harris is the cover star for Vogue's February edition in the US. The pic copped some criticism online, though, from people commenting on the choice of backdrop and lighting in the photo shoot. It's ahead of her inauguration as vice president on January 20. And Mark Wahlberg has uploaded a video of himself working out shirtless at 2:30 a.m. The 49-year-old actor is looking buff as he talks through his exercise equipment in the video early in the morning. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts team. We'll see you this afternoon for another episode of The Update.